Welcome for everyone on Facebook Live. Just get your mat, get ready to get going here. Super excited to be with you all today. I don't know if you can see Harold in the harmonium. I hope you can. Actually, I'm wrong. It's not Harold the harmonium today. It's my other harmonium, and super glad to share the harmonium with you. Can you hear me okay on Zoom?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And you'll want to mute yourself when you come on in. And on Facebook Live, I hope you can hear me as well. We're going to get started here in just a moment, just a few more minutes for folks who want to join us and get your mat. So great to connect with you. Been thinking about community and thinking about how, oh my goodness, so many of our experiences are so different as we travel through this time together. But what I do know, even though our experiences aren't the same, we sure do need each other, right? It's so good to connect in community. And I'm so glad to be in community with you. When I think of the word community, the word com means with, and then unity. So with unity, we walk together, we walk as a gathered community, and it's just really special, and it's a sacred place to be, whether we're on Zoom or on Facebook Live. I can see Leslie Roach has clicked on, and so I'm so glad she's joining us today. I kind of crafted this sequence with Leslie in mind today, so I'm glad, Leslie, that you could be here. But you know, once you start a practice, you never know where Spirit is going to take you. So, but for today, so let's get started. So hopefully you've got your mat, maybe you've got a block or a prop that you are sitting on, a bolster or a cushion, as we settle into the earth. And I want to share with you this, this book by Donna Farhi. And it was a book that my instructor, Jess Trudeau, for my 300 hour, together with Charlie Kiner, Zybarth, Charlie Zybarth, taught us out of this book. And there's a section in here, it's called Bringing Yoga to Life, and it's an incredible book. And there's a section in here on intention, and how our intention has a way of coloring all of our experiences. And we can use that intention, she says, to take the body of our practice and make movement in our life that is an expression of grace and beauty and wisdom. And so you can take that intention in the simplest of asanas or poses that we do. You can take that intention to your meditation, and you can really connect to the fruits of your practice and the fruits of your spirit. And I really liked that section in the book. I would suggest that book. It's The Everyday Practice of Enlightened Living. And those of you who are in my class, you know sometimes I throw the books out for you to look at. I'll make sure to have this out when we gather again in person. But so grateful to have you join on social media today and Zoom. Today I brought my harmonium, and I'm going to, as we are settling into our mat and sitting up nice and tall, I'm going to play the harmonium a little bit. And I had prepared a different song to sing, but just as it is, kind of was moved by Spirit to sing a different song. And this is a song that you've heard me sing before. It's called Shri Ram Jai Ram, and it's a song of praise. It's a song of devotion. And I was just feeling like during this time, when we have a lot of time with ourselves, I think some of us, myself, are confronting kind of that devotion that I have to myself. It's hopefully you know how devoted I am to my community, but I think sometimes I give myself the leftovers. Does that make sense to anybody? I think it probably does, yeah. And so I'm just wanting to sing this song that is a song of devotion to Rama, and it is expressed through Sita, his queen, and they are divine entities in the Hindu tradition. So just settle into your mat, begin to soften your gaze or close your eyes, and just think about offering up your song or your mantra of praise into the world. Maybe your intention will settle around your devotion to yourself. So just enjoy as we start this practice today. A little bit of music. Drawing the breath in through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om. 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 I am the light of the sun. 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 Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om. You are the light of the sun. 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 Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om. We are the light of the sun. 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 Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om. 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 And I hope you've enjoyed that offering up, that mantra, that prayer, that collective song that we sing, whatever your intention might be for this class, that you offer it up to the world, that you might feel that we are a community, that I am singly focused in devotion to you, my community, and to myself. And so with that intention, let's just seal that in and carry it through the rest of our practice. So if you would come off your bolster or your block and just begin to make those Sufi circles around the heart. You know how we do, we just kind of circle wide and low, taking our breath with us so that we might signal to the body that it is on, right? That we are approaching our practice, that we've settled our mind, we've quieted all that chitter chatter that can be in the mind. Maybe go in the other direction if you would too. Good. My hands are on my knees so that I can kind of go lower and round through the back as if we're in cat. And maybe as I lower down, I can kind of feel that cow posture as well, that cow asana. Good. And then begin to make those circles just a little bit smaller so that you're drawing up nice and tall from the crown chakra, the top of the head. And let's inhale our arms overhead. Yeah. And reach the fingers nice and tall. Maybe stretch those side bodies that we're going to be working today. Bring the hands together and exhale in Anjali Mudra. Good. Again, inhaling, arms up overhead. Beautiful. The gaze is high. Maybe you take that chin a little bit higher. The hands come to touch Exhale the hands in Anjali Mudra. Good. As we begin warming up, inhale, arms overhead. This time you take the left hand down by the left hip and walk those fingers out and take a side stretch. Now make sure you've got that right hip connected to the earth so that you can really feel your sit bones connected to the earth. Beautiful. You look great. Maybe if you want, you can take your gaze up high, but maybe that's not your practice yet for your neck. Maybe you don't feel that stretch yet. And then coming through center, inhale, long side bodies. Good. Take the hands over to the other side, that right hand, and walk it out. And connect those sit bones to the earth again. Maybe you press into the mat with that hand so that you can feel that lift through the body. You can feel that lift through the heart center. Maybe you take that gaze up high. Good. Walk those fingers back up. Inhale. And what I'd like for you to do is hinge at the hips and forward fold. So the beginning of our practice, we are really trying to get into our body. We're trying to warm up that connective tissue that is the fascia. So maybe you're going to take your crown of your head towards the earth here as you've hinged at the hips and you've drawn the chest forward. Would you walk over to the left with your hands and take your right hand on top of your left hand and bow your crown of your head towards the earth. Don't forget to take the breath with you and your intention. Walk your hands through center if you would, and then come on over to the other side with that left hand on top of right. Crown of the head towards the earth. You think about your intention, right? And that quality of thought, that quality of spirit that you bring to your life. Sometimes it can feel like we're just going through the motions, right? And it's not until we connect deeply to that intention that we really feel that vibrancy and that vitality and that connection to the sacred. So intention, I think, is really important. And then walking back through center. Come back up all the way. Inhale, arms up overhead. And if you would, take your arms out to the side wide, please. Good. I'm channeling my yogi brother, Reggie, who today or yesterday posted a picture of him standing like this. And then he said, everybody come give me a hug on social media. And I loved it. But what I want you to do is give yourself a hug, if you would. Okay. And just see if you can grab hold of your shoulders, you know, your shoulder blades back there. This is actually a stretch for the shoulders as much as it is a hug. Maybe you bow chin to chest. That's up to you. I want you to feel embraced by this community, certainly embraced by me. And then open the arms out wide again. Yeah, maybe taking them back a little bit further, opening up through the chest. And then the other arm on top, hugging yourself, the other. Yeah, good. And give yourself a big hug, maybe imagining your family, your community, anyone that you are just wanting to wrap your intention, your arms around right now. Good. And then opening arms up overhead. And then lifting them, yes, thank you. And we're gonna twist to the left. So we're gonna take that right hand to the left knee, and I'm gonna press my right hand behind my hip and lift tall through the spine. Maybe take your gaze over your shoulder, and I can see sage that I was burning earlier. I can see some artwork and some of my musical instruments. Release the pose, come back through center, inhaling arms up overhead, long side bodies, and twist again. So you're lifting out of those lower belly and ribs, and you're twisting to the right. So that left hand is on the outside of that knee, and that right hand is behind the hip, sitting up nice and tall. If it's in your practice, maybe you look over that shoulder, maybe not, maybe it's not in your practice today. We do want to bring that quality of compassion to ourselves in our practice. Good, releasing that pose. What I'd like you to do is take your hands in Anjali Mudra, if you would, interlace the fingers and press forward. Beautiful. A little stretch of the hands and the wrists. I know that some folks, and then inhale the arms up overhead, so long side bodies, yeah, with the hands interlaced. Good. Beautiful. Don't forget to breathe here. Draw your breath in and up. And then exhale, as you exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips, you can release the hands. And again, take that forward fold and maybe crown of the head towards the earth. Beautiful. And then walking hands back up. Would you meet me in child's pose? So either you're going to be in child's pose or maybe puppy pose. If your knees aren't really feeling it today, puppy pose is where our knees are about this distance apart and we lock our hands out in puppy pose, okay? And you can rest your forehead to the earth. In child's pose, our knees are slightly apart, maybe not too far apart at the beginning of your practice, and we walk our hands out. And you know, if you're in my class, you know that I like to keep my finger points, my fingerprints on the mat so that I can press the tailbone down towards the earth. And then forehead comes to the earth. Perfect. Take some breaths here. And then if you would all inhale through tabletop, turn the toes under, and press the toes into the earth, but don't come up into downward facing dog yet. Just kind of rock back and forth, stretching those toes out a little bit, because we're going to really call on your toes today. I know that might give some of you some angst, but we'll do it together. We'll experience the highs and lows of our practice together today. And then if you would, send the hips up high in downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. And what we do is our hands are about shoulders distance apart and our fingers are spread wide on the mat, and we press the sit bones back. Now, if you're like me, you're feeling kind of tight on the back legs, so maybe walk the feet out, pedal the feet. We call it walking the dog. And then if you would, roll out to plank. And in plank, our wrists are under our shoulders, and we are strong through the core. So we draw that navel to spine, and we press through the back of the heels, but we have a long neck, so we're looking forward. Engage through the quads for 5, 4. You can drop to your knees if you prefer. 3, 2, 1. Send it back, downward facing dog. Good. Pedal the feet out here. And then find child's pose or puppy pose again. Turning tailbone down towards the earth. Forehead to the earth, and just stay here in child's pose for a moment. Just letting that body start to warm up before we move it. Beautiful. Then coming up through tabletop, turn toes under, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Look between your hands and walk your feet to the top of your mat. Inhale to your half lift if you would. So I've got some blocks here that are really handy that I can use in my half lift, or I can just connect to my shins. But the idea is you've got that elongated spine from your base, from your root, all the way to the crown chakra, and you're reaching forward. You're not too far back, you're not too far forward, but you're just right. I've got my knees just slightly bent. Now, if you would, forward fold all the way again and bring your feet as wide as your hips, maybe even just a little bit wider, and relax the upper body, ragdoll here. Let's take hold of our elbows and rock from side to side as we stretch out the backside body. Would you take your right hand into the middle of the mat or to your block, and bend the right knee and inhale, the left arm up. Reach dynamically through those fingertips. You can either stare at your feet at the earth, or you can, if it's in your practice, you can gaze up high or out to the side. Use your breath. And then coming back down through center, release ragdoll. Take hold of the elbows here and sway from side to side. Good. And now bring the left hand into the mat or to your block or a book if you have a book. Bend that left leg and inhale that right arm up, reaching energetically and dynamically here in the twist. Oh, wow, you guys look great. Beautiful alignment here. Take a nice inhale here and exhale all the way back down. Heel toe the feet a little bit closer, about hips distance apart. Inhale to the half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to the half lift. Press the backs of the legs to the back of the room. Exhale, release, crown of the head towards the earth, forward fold. One more time, inhale to the half lift. Exhale, release the breath. Release any tension in the lower belly, arms out to the side, we rise. Inhaling, arms up overhead. And what I'd like for you to do, the quads are engaged. I want you to take that right hand down by the right side of the body and take a side twist to the right. So my left hand is reaching overhead. I'm pressing into the mat with both feet. I've relaxed my feet so that my toes are spread nice and wide. Now inhale, both arms up overhead. And take the left hand down by the left side and reach with the right hand, connecting heaven and earth, and take a side body stretch over. Good. Come back through center, inhale, arms up overhead, exhale, swan dive forward, forward fold. Inhale to the half lift, and step the right foot back, and you're in lunge. Awesome. So you're on those right toes, right? And we're in the low lunge, and what I'd like for you to do is take your right hand into the middle of the mat, and we're going to take that twist again in the low lunge. So we're inhaling that left arm up, we're reaching dynamically. We are not collapsing into the ground. Steady your breath, steady your gaze. Come back through center, and you're still in the low lunge. Drop that right knee and come up onto your knee for Anjaneyasana. Now in Anjaneyasana, we take that tailbone and we turn that tailbone down towards the earth, but we draw that belly in and we lift our arms up overhead. So take a breath here. Draw your breath in, circle back to your intention. Now maybe your gaze is straight forward, or maybe your gaze is higher and you've got those shoulder heads back and you're lifted. Maybe your arms are just a little bit wider. And then if you would, call that right arm forward and take a twist. If you like, take that right hand to the outside of that left knee, and you've got a little bit more of a lever here. Reach dynamically with that left hand. Come back through center if you would. Cartwheel the hands down and take that left foot out to the side of the mat in lizard. Right on. So in lizard, that elbow is by your left shoulder, your left foot is by the edge of your left mat, and your hands are on the inside of that foot. Now you can stay high in the lizard, or if you've got a blanket or a bolster or some books or your block, you can come down a little bit further. Stay with the breath. Using that breath as a tool to relax the body and calm the mind, so that you can travel on that journey towards your true self, through your divine self. Beautiful. And then coming up high on the lizard again, if you would. What I'd like for you to do is walk your feet in your left foot into the middle of your mat. Now check it out. We're going to be a little different here. I know normally we go up and back to downward facing dog, but we're not going to do that, okay? We've turned our right toes under and we're going to lift that strong body and we're going to step forward into the forward fold, please. Would you come up into chair? So sweep the hands past the hips and come up into chair. Oh, don't we love chair? So sit a little deeper and lift those toes up and then inhale, arms up overhead. And what I would like for you to do is take your right hand and grasp your left wrist and take a stretch over to the right. Beautiful. We are squaring the hips to the front of the room. Come back through center, release the hands and open the arms wide overhead. Inhale. And take the left hand and take the right wrist. Lift long side bodies nice and tall and take a side body stretch over to the left. Pressing firmly into the earth with the feet. Make sure that the hips are square and that you've got this beautiful wheel on that right side body. Beautiful. Release the hands overhead, inhaling. Exhale, forward fold, so we swan dive forward. Good. Inhale to the half lift. Exhale, step the left foot back, and you're in the low lunge. Awesome. Now, knees over ankle, and your feet are a little bit wide apart, so you're not on that tight wire. Take the left hand into the mat, and inhale that right arm up in the twist. That's it. We're going to stay here a little bit. This is a sequence for building strength and flexibility and endurance. And sometimes we hold the poses. It's actually a little bit more intention that we have to bring along in our practice as we are more deliberate. And then bringing that hand back down, walk that right foot out to the edge of the mat, and both hands are on the inside of your foot. We drop that left knee and we come down into lizard. Now you can stay up high on the hands or you can come down low. Beautiful. Keeping that knee near that shoulder, reaching with the crown of the head, relaxing the hips. And then if you would, walking those hands back up high in the lizard, walk that foot into the middle of the mat and come up into Anjaneyasana. We went in just a little bit different of a sequence there. Got our knees over ankle, and again, remember, we turn that tailbone down, but we lift through the belly. We draw that navel to spine. Awesome. And then let's lift our arms up overhead. Maybe open the arms wide in Anjaneyasana. And so you're reaching dynamically with the fingertips, and you're reaching out the lower belly and ribs. And would you take that left hand to the outside of that right knee and find that twist? Good. Now, some of you might want to be here, but I kind of like that knee because it really helps me. Yeah, that looks beautiful in the twist. And then reach dynamically with those fingertips. You're tall through the crown. Beautiful. Come back through center in the Anjaneyasana. Let's cartwheel the hands down. And this time we're going to come up and lift that strong body, but we're not going to swing back to downward facing dog. We're going to pivot the hips forward and step forward into the forward fold. Inhale to the half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Let it go. Ragdoll. Arms out to the side. We rise as a gathered community. Good. Exhale the hands in Anjaneyasana here. And if you would, interlace the fingertips and press the palms forward. Engage through the quads. And now inhale, arms up overhead, Liam. I see you. Good job. So we're reaching, we are standing on those feet so that we are lifting through the crown of the head. Take a bow over to the right side. Beautiful. Side body stretch. Come back through center. Inhale, fill up with that beautiful gift of the breath. Exhale, take it over to the left side. Square the hips to the front. That looks good. Inhale, come back through center. Release the hands, swan dive forward. Forward fold. Inhale to the half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Arms out to the side. We rise, beauties. Here we go. Inhaling, arms up overhead, and exhaling hands through your crown chakra, your third eye, your throat, and your heart center. Good. All right, here we go. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, flat back, swan dive forward. Inhale to your half lift. You've got this. Exhale, step the right foot back and come up into crescent lunge. So you're on those toes that we've been stretching out. And you're not on that tight wire, right? So your feet are a little broader so that you've got some great structure and a good foundation. Because if you're not checking in with your foundation, we're going to struggle, right? So turn that tailbone down, but lift through the belly. Inhale, arms up overhead. And if you would, call that right arm forward and find that twist. Reaching dynamically with the fingertips. Would you reverse to the back of the room? So we lightly touch that thigh, we reach with the arm. Back bending here. Don't forget to breathe. Come back to your twist, engage the fingertips. Come back through center, remembering that this isn't your granny's yoga here, right? This is your yoga, beautiful. And if you would you step forward to airplane? Now notice I've got my foot sticking out here, my right foot. You can connect to the earth if you prefer. Or airplane wings with the fingertips, so the energy is driving through those fingertips. Would you draw it all in, please? Inhale, kick it out. Exhale, draw it in. Draw that knee in. Exhale. Or it was that inhale, sorry. Inhale, and then exhale, bring it in. We've got two more. Inhale. Exhale, draw it all in. Inhale. And last time, draw it all in. And step back to your crescent lunge. Can you feel that? Woo! Woo. I know, I can too. What I'd like for you to do here is cartwheel the hands down and connect to the mat. Bump the right foot in and find pyramid pose, okay? So in pyramid pose, our feet are pointing in the same direction. It is glorious when we've got blocks or books or blankets and we're drawing our hip creases back, okay? So this is the pyramid pose, about 2 feet apart for a 5'4" kind of gal over here. Maybe yours is wider. It's wherever you really feel your beauty in the pose. And then could you lift in that half lift? Taking shoulders, making space between the shoulders and the ears, reaching with the crown of the head. And can you forward fold a little bit more? Chest to thigh. Beautiful. And then if you would, walk the hands forward and find your standing split. Now you can connect your fingertips to the mat and kick through that heel in the standing split. It doesn't have to be open hips. It can be kind of closed hips where the hip points are pointing down. And then drop that foot, forward fold, arms out to the side, we rise. Inhaling, arms up overhead. And exhaling, hands in Anjali Mudra. Beautiful. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale, flat back, swan dive forward. Take your intention with you. How do you want to move in the world? Inhale to the half lift. Feel your body. Step the left foot back and come up into crescent lunge on the other side. Turning the elbows down, drawing that navel to spine, and inhaling, arms up overhead. Feeling how glorious it is to be in community today and in communion with our body. Take that left arm forward and find that twist. So you're reaching with the right hand dynamically. You're bending into that right knee. Don't hold your breath. Breathe. Relax in the pose. Find that comfort and that ease, even in the midst of exertion. Right? Circle back to your breath and to your intention. And then coming back through center, inhale, arms up overhead. And if you would, cartwheel the hands down and step forward to your plane. Now take an inhale here. Exhale, draw knee into chest. Inhale, kick it out. Knee into chest. 2, kick it out. Knee into chest, 3, kick it out. Remember, you can connect to the earth with that left foot if you need to. Knee into chest, kick it out. One more time, knee into chest, kick it out. Kick through that heel and drop that foot back into your crescent lunge. Inhale, arms up overhead. And reach tall with the long side bodies. Cartwheel the hand down, or the hands down, and step the left foot in just a little bit for your pyramid pose. So again, in pyramid pose, we're connecting either to blocks or to the earth, and the hip creases are sending back. Your right leg does not have to be straight here at all. So bend where you need to bend. Your body, your choice. If you've got a book or a blanket, that's always handy. Here, if you'd lift in a half lift, can you feel that stretch on the right leg? And then if you'd exhale and take chin to chest, chest to thigh, and breathe. Beautiful. And then lifting back into that half lift, walk the hands forward for that standing split. So maybe you're connecting to earth or blocks, kick through that heel. And then if you would, bring that foot back down to the earth. Maybe walk and pedal the feet out here a little bit. Inhale to your half lift. Exhale, forward fold, and arms out to the side. We rise, inhaling. Arms up overhead. And exhaling, hands in Anjali Mudra. Now you're in mountain pose here, so you're engaged through the quads. Long side bodies, the hands are in Anjali Mudra, the shoulders are up and back. You are lifting through the crown chakra, the top, and maybe you've got a smile across your face. Take the hands out by the side, please. Yeah. Feel your embodied spiritual practice today. What do you want to embody in the world? And then take your arms out wide, reaching with the fingertips, and hug it in. Yeah, maybe close your eyes and give those virtual hugs to maybe your family, your friends, your fur babies. Open the arms out wide. Please take a big breath. And do it with the other arm on top. So you switch. Hug it in, maybe draw chin to chest. Beautiful. And if you would, inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, flat back, swan dive forward. Inhale to your half lift. And if you would, step the right foot back into crescent lunge. Beautiful. Now what I'd like for you to do is bring your fist in like we do fist of fire, but don't straighten the leg. So I've got my arms inhaled overhead and I bring my fist down by my side. And here we go for lunges. So we're gonna lunge 1. So you can inhale, exhale, 2. Inhale, arms up overhead, 3. Inhale, arms up overhead, 4. Inhale, arms up overhead, 5. And inhale, arms up overhead and open to warrior 2, please. So we're just heating up even more, and we're in warrior 2. So we were in crescent lunge. What we do is we open up the body, we take that right foot so it's parallel to the small edge of the mat, we draw that hip crease back, and we reach with the hands. Our body is centered here. So we're not too far forward here, we're not too far back here. We're just about here. Now, every body is a little different, right? So mine's going to look a little different than yours. Good. Take a nice inhale here. Exhale, reverse to the back of the room. Inhale back to warrior 2. Good, Marcy. Good, Angie. Exhale, reverse your warrior, peaceful warrior. Inhale back to warrior 2. One more time. Exhale, peaceful warrior. Come back to warrior 2. Take an inhale here and find extended side angle. So we can bring a different intention to the same pose and have a radically different practice. If you would, with the strength of that right arm, come all the way back and reverse your warrior. Good. Open through the chest, take that left shoulder head back. Come back to your extended side angle. So we're resting that elbow on knee, but we're not caving in here, right? We're using it so that we can lift and be open and be present and expansive. With the strength of that right arm, pull and reverse your warrior to the back of the room. Maybe you take a round with that right arm. Good. Come back to warrior 2. And this is a kind of a tough transition. Come back to your crescent lunge, if you would. Good. So you are on those right toes. What I'd like for you to do is step forward, please, and bring your knee high. Good. Stay right here. Now, if you've got a block, you can rest that foot on the block or on the floor. Step it back out long. Reach long with that right leg. Crescent lunge, please. With control through the core. Step it forward with that knee high. With that high knee. You got it? High knee? Sorry. Take that left hand to the outside of that right knee and stretch just like we did in the beginning. Come back through center. The knee is still high. Step it out. And step it forward one more time. The knee is high. Find your twist. Or maybe you take hold of that calf and you begin to extend here. What? There it is. Or maybe you grab that toe. Who knows? And maybe you just play with this here. Or maybe you begin to stretch that out. Or maybe you fall out like I'm getting ready to do. But it's all good. It's your practice. It's okay if it's messy. We can make messes together and still be beautiful, can't we?
Yes.
And then stepping it back out. Crescent lunge, please. Whoa. Beautiful. And if you'd step forward to chair, please. So we step forward to the top of the mat and chair. Beautiful. What I'd like for you to do is sink a little deeper in the chair. So knees are bent and your hips are pointing back, but your knees are pointing forward and your arms are up. Inhale the right leg up and over and cross those legs. You can stay right there, or if you'd like, you can hook that foot behind that calf, maybe not. Take your arms out in goddess. Bring them parallel if you would.
Yeah.
Take that right elbow into the left elbow crease, and you're an eagle. Beautiful. Take a breath here for 3, 2, 1. Release everything. And inhale, arms up overhead. Woo! And exhale, hands. In Anjali Mudra, shake out those legs. That's right, Sarah. Shake it out. You got it. And then come back to the top of your mat. Would you inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, flat back, swan dive forward. Inhale to the half lift and feel that length and how you've warmed up your body. Exhale, step the left foot back, and you're in crescent lunge. Beautiful. Hold your crescent lunge here. Take a nice inhale here. And if you would, step forward, please, with your knee high. Step it back out with control. Again, inhale and step that knee high. Whoa! Make sure you've got something you're focusing on so you're not losing your concentration like I just did. If you want, take that right hand to the outside of that knee and find that side stretch. Come back through center, step it out with control. Take a nice inhale here. And on your exhale, step it forward, your knee is high, and find that twist. Right hand to the outside of that left knee, or maybe you begin to straighten that leg in the twist. When you're done playing with that, step it back out. Hold your crescent lunge here so I can see you. I'm going to switch spaces here. And would you open to Warrior Two, please? We kind of did that in a different order. It's all good. Here we go. We're in Warrior Two. Take an inhale here. Exhale, reverse to the back of the room. Oh. Inhale back to Warrior Two, please. Exhale back to Reverse Warrior, Peaceful Warrior. Inhale back to Warrior Two. Last time, exhale, Peaceful Warrior to the back of the room. That looks great. Beautiful, Rita. Come back to Warrior Two. Inhale, exhale, extended side angle. Reach. Beautiful. Reverse your warrior. Maybe you take a wrap. Come back to Warrior Two. Extended side angle. Steady your mind, steady your gaze. Circle back to your intention in your practice, in your movement through the world. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Come back to Warrior Two, and if you would, find your crescent lunge. Great. So what I want you to do in your crescent lunge is step forward to chair. Okay? So we're in chair here. So our hips are reaching towards the back of the room. Our knees are over our ankles a little teeny bit further in the chair. And you can lift your toes because your weight is in your heels. Lift the left leg up and take it over. You can stay right here.
Okay.
Or if you want, you can go a little lower and take that foot behind the calf. Take your arms in goddess. You got it, Sarah. Bring those arms parallel and bring that left elbow into right and lift through the shoulders. Lift through the elbows. Beautiful. Sink a little deeper. Yes, you can. I heard that. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release and inhale. Arms up overhead and shake it out. Maybe do a little dance. Make a little love. Get down tonight. Woo! Get down tonight. Oh, sorry, wrong class. That was Zumba or something. Okay, here we go. Let's inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. And come down into a squat, please. All the way down. That's it. Into a squat. Come all the way down onto your sit bones. And if you would, take your feet out in front of you in staff pose. Maybe massage the fronts and backs of your legs here as you start to forward fold. Reaching for your feet, innervating, loving on your beautiful body that brought you to practice today. How glorious. And then last time, just forward fold here. So make sure that you're reaching out of the chest to forward fold and that you're not caving in here, but you're lifted, offering it up and over. Good. And then walking hands back up, would you scoot your hips towards your heels? And we're going to take a couple of bridge back bends. So my hips are by my heels, and I'm going to recline all the way down. Hopefully you can see me. And we are, if you've got a block or a bolster, we're going to take our hands down by our side. And if you're on Zoom, if you would mute yourself on Zoom, that'd be amazing. And then we're going to lift and bridge. So in bridge, you can stay right here. You are pressing into the earth with your hands and feet. Your feet are pointing in the direction of the top of the mat. If you want to take it higher, you can roll the shoulders under and clasp the hands and press into the earth. If you've got a block, you can certainly, or a blanket or a bolster, you can rest that block under your sacrum. The idea is lifting through that chest. For 3, 2, 1, drop all the way down. Then neutralize the spine. And then take right knee into chest and then left knee into chest and rock from side to side. And then here we go, one more time. So you can take bridge, you can take legs up the wall where we take our block or our blanket and put it under our hips here for an inversion. Oh, that feels so good. Good for the heart. Give the heart a little break, good for circulation. Or if you want, you can be in bridge again, lifting here. You could be in shoulder stand, or you can take your wheel, where your hands are by your ears, so my fingers and my toes are pointing in the same direction. Whatever feels good to you, and then you bring your chin into chest, you lay your neck down, and you come back into your bridge, or when you're done with your bridge, bring that left knee into chest, that right knee into chest, and rock from side to side. Beautiful. Would you bring your feet flat on the floor again, please? So the knees are bent. The knees are about hips distance apart. Would you take that right foot across that thigh? Can you see me? I hope. And then if you would, lift that left leg, and if you want to grasp that thigh, pull it in towards you. Maybe that elbow to the right knee as you draw it in. And breathe. And then if you would cross those legs like we did in Eagle, please, and take those knees over to the right side in the twist. Can you feel that twist? My arms are out by my side. I am gazing over my left fingertips. And then coming back into center, beauties. Lift your legs up, maybe a couple of bicycles here, and feet flat on the floor again. Left foot over that right thigh. And we're opening through the hips here and lift that right leg. This side's a little bit more challenging for me, so I'm going to try to bring in that right thigh closer, using my elbow to open up through the hip, being kind with my body and compassionate. Yes. Engaging, flexing those feet. Beautiful. And then if you would, cross those legs just like we did in Eagle and draw the legs over to the left side. If that feels cattywampus, you can do it the other direction, whatever feels good to you. Beautiful. Coming back through center, pedal those feet out, and find Shavasana. Shavasana is our final pose, our final asana. And would you stay in Shavasana and just connect to the breath? Bring your awareness to the breath that is moving through your body, to all those places and those spaces that we made in the body as we moved the body through asana, as we invited in the breath, that life force, that spirit, that pranayama. And just feel the breath wash over you, that gift of the breath today that we share as a community, as a global family, sisters and brothers in humanity. Just use this time to circle back to your intention for your practice today. And I'm going to play a little bit more Sri Ram Jai Ram for you, that you might just feel that beautiful essence of what an embodied spiritual practice means for you today in this time devoted to yourself. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. 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 I am the light of the sun. I am the light of the sun. I am Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. You are the light of the sun. You are the light of the sun. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. We are the light of the sun. 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 Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Lord, the light of the sun. So just begin to bring your awareness back to your body. Begin to bring your kind awareness back to the space. Begin to wiggle your toes or maybe stretch your arms out overhead, clasping those fingers. Long, tall, beautiful body. And when you're ready, roll over onto your right side. Take a beautiful breath here as you make your way up to a seated position. As we rise as a community in all kinds of different places and spaces. Bring your hands to your heart center. Bow chin to chest to seal in your practice, to seal in your song that went up and out into the world, your intention. The light in me sees the light in you. Namaste.